I haven't spoken to him in a year, right, on the phone.
Lig.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah.
He actually called me last night, and I was like telling him, and we were talking psilocybin. He's like, you know what psilocybin means, and whatever, Latin or Greek? And I was like, no. He's like, ball. I was like, no way, we just said that in Shir.
Wow, yesterday in Shir, we talked about the galachim. And it comes from the word galech, to shave. Okay, and we're back. And we're back. Avodah Zarah, Yud Aleph, Amud Aleph. And we are about to learn a Moradic story. What you heard before was the introduction, it was the Chazara of the last daf. And now, this daf, brief Chazara. Unkeles bar Kolonimos HaGer. So now, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? So, Rabbi Yid, did you ever hear of Unkeles? Yeah? What is he?
I thought it was a group that talked about the Torah, the Talmud, about the period that they lived.
Okay. So, he does talk about the Torah. That's very correct.
It was not one person.
No, it was. It was one guy. Unkeles HaGer? You're thinking about Tosfos.
No, I thought
Oh, no? Well, no, so Unkeles was a ger. Stiggs, you know Unkeles?
I am familiar with Unkeles.
You know Unkeles?
Yeah. Wasn't he a Roman guy?
A Roman ger. A Roman ger, Unkeles. And he was a Roman ger. That's who he is. We got it. We're always Shteigin.
He touched the Torah.
He touched the Torah. That's exactly. So actually we have an Unkeles here. On every Torah, you're going to have the inside. That's Unkeles. And Unkeles was a ger. Right? Unkeles was a convert. Right? And he provided a translation to the Torah, as Shteigin just so elegantly said it. Into Aramaic, actually. Excellent question. Into what? Aramaic. So you were right when you said that he spoke about the Torah, and you were right to say that he's connected to the Talmud, because he speaks in a language very similar to language, really identical to the language of the Talmud. But there are there's 4 different Aramaics.
Really?
Yeah, you have the Aramaic of Bavli, you have the Aramaic of Yerushalmi, you have the Aramaic of the Targum, which is Unkeles, and you have the Aramaic of the Zayar.
Wow.
And they're all
Different Aramaics, right? Different Aramaics, different versions. It's like Yiddish, there's different dialects, I guess.
Right.
But really, they're very similar. So anyways, Unkeles wrote in Aramaic a translation of the Torah. I happen to love Yonasan ben Uziel, Targum Yonasan, who is also his translation of the Torah and on the prophets.
And also Aramaic?
It's also in Aramaic, but he really goes into like a lot of the Midrashim and like explains, he like talks out the Midrashim in the Cheshbon HaPshat.
Wow.
Cheshbon HaPshat, put it up, spriggity sprach. You know the Cheshbon HaPshat? The Cheshbon HaPshat is like when you're like trying to say like what is Pshat. Trying to make a cheshbon on it. Okay. Oh, I can't even turn the iPhone on recording. Okay, fine. Have it your way, Zuckerberg. Still gonna give shit, taking down the sheebud, and promoting the super chill, and etc. But I actually can't do this up. So, not bad. It also okay. Here you just see the gemara. So Unkeles bar Kolonimos HaGer Shadar Kisar Gunda de Romai Abasrei. So the Caesar sent a Roman general, or really a whole troops. top of Yud Aleph Amud Aleph. Caesar sent all of his troops to Unkeles, right? Mashcheu. What?
Unkeles probably bugging.
Yeah, Unkeles was like, yo, the Caesar.
What's happening?
Yo, the Caesar. Rabir. Do you want to look inside the Gemara? Or you chilling?
Just tell me where we are.
Okay. We're in Avodah Zarah, Dav Yud Aleph, Amud Aleph. Okay. So Mashcheu b'Devarim. Sorry, Mashcheim b'Krai. Told him a few psukim. Immediately, the entire army, the entire group of the army converted immediately.
Whoa. From
just talking to Unkeles. It was like I talked to him a little in Torah. Right? Hadar Shadar Gunda de Romai Achrina. So the Caesar sent a different Gunda, Abbasrei, after him. Amar Lahu. He said to him, Lo Temru Le Velo Midi. Don't talk to him in Torah at all. Don't don with him. Right? So what did they want even to do? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he even wanted, like with these Roman faction of the army. He just sent it to him, but it doesn't say why. Were they supposed to kill him?
Seems like something shady going on.
Were they supposed to? Like he sent it to them. It says the Caesar. He sent it to him and he converted them. He's like, no, I don't want these. Right? Lo temru le velo midi. Don't speak to him. Kiavushaklu ve'azlu. So they just took him in, right? They just grabbed him and took him in. Grabbed him, took it in. We call that the old Hillary Levaya. Mm-hmm. The old accompaniment of kidnappers over here. Right? They just took him, then speak to him. But as they're walking, Ravid, as they're walking, the guys are talking a little bit. Amar Lahu, he says to them, Emilahu Milsa Be'alma. I already made a bracha, so don't be chayshir. I'll tell you something in the world. Okay? They're like, well, what harm could it be, He's just telling us something, right? Milzu Alma. Nifiora nakat nura kame fifiora. So Rashi says, Nifiora nakit nura. He took a candle. Rashi says, le afafiora. That's how you say Pope in Hebrew.
Afafiora?
Afafior.
Nose of
the nose. Nose. The nose, bro. That's one thing for sure. Okay, so, and remember yesterday we saw the Kisra that was Sani the Yehudai that hated kites. Shalom Aleichem, Yechil Yoshua. So he says, the Nafafior takes a candle before the Afafior. It says, Note umolech ha'avaka lifnei Afafior. So he is carrying the torch before the Pope. Did they even have a Pope at the time of Unkeles?
Yeah.
This was right at the beginning of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire started officially 70 years before the destruction of the Second Temple. Unkeles was after the Second Temple. We have to see when exactly was the first Pope, according to Shitatam, and then we'll be like, right. But really we're learning a lot of Roman history from the Gemara. Because who else are we going to learn it from? Right. The textbooks?
Hollywood.
Freaking AP Bio, AP whatever, AP Propaganda. Yo, I took AP Propaganda. Yo, I don't mean to say it, but I'm triple vaxxed because I took AP Propaganda. Triple vaxxed AP Propaganda. Okay. So, they were bringing him in, and he says, so this guy holds it for the Pope. The Pope holds it for, if you're a Leduchsa, so maybe the Gemara is telling us, like, levels higher than the Pope. Remember we're saying, like, what's higher than the Pope, what's higher than the papal bloodlines? I don't know. But I never heard of these things. Leduchsa. Fifiora is out of the Duchsa. See exactly what a Duchsa is. The Gemara may be telling us the ultimate pshat in the sugi of the Shiva. We have to figure out what are these Duchsas. Duchsa le-hegmona. The Duchsa holds it for a hegmona. There's just different levels of...
Hegmona could be like hegemon?
Maybe.
Hegemon is like a collective of like, I think oligarchical powers, I think. I'm not sure.
Shteigin has a word shaykh to the sugya. Definitely chashuv to tell us. Shkayach. Yeah, the hegemon. The hegemonia, the kuma. And Rashi, the only one Rashi explains is kuma. Rashi says melech. And so, I don't know, is Rashi saying that the melech is like at the top or at the bottom?
Maybe it's the black pope.
There is, maybe that's the Nifyora. We need to ask Zev Nagain, language expert. By the way, you should go check out this amazing article that he wrote for something. I'll put it on Facebook. It's coming up, the Zev Nagain thing. It's ready to be shared with the world. Okay. But after share, of course. With Kuma. So if Rashi is saying that the Kuma is saying you're holding a candle. So this guy holds a candle for the Pope. The Pope holds a candle for this guy. It seems like the Pope is low down. But the king is loyal to the Pope in like how we've been understanding the sugya. Mm-hmm. That all of these kings with all of their Christian, with their Catholic, and then eventually all Christian symbolism, right? And all of like the royal arms and stuff, because we know where their allegiance lay, and we know that like the queen, may she rot in pieces, would like bow to the Pope, or like give like like we know who their masters were. Right. But now as the Gemara saying like higher levels, is to see what these kumas are. Okay, but right now we're blabbing hard on like what's going on with the Catholic Church. We're trying to figure it out. But as we saw yesterday, right? It's only lo S3E18 to the base Esav, ve'osa ma'isa Esav. Okay, but then he says kuma min naka nura mikme inshi. He says, well, is there any king that carries the light before his people? That you always are carrying it for someone who's more chashuv than you. You're always carrying it to someone you're carrying light to someone who's more chashuv than you. Is there a king who's carrying it for his people?
Right.
So he says, Amar Lo, he said, of course not. Amar Lahu, he said to them, HaKadosh Baruch Hu nakat nura kame Yisrael. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the candle before Israel. Dichsev, because it says, V'Hashem olech lifneim yomam. Right? V'lachem badarach. We're talking about when we're going in the desert.
Right. That's the pasuk it quotes? The end of the pasuk is probably what we're talking about, because that's when they brought the pillar of fire by night.
Exactly. V'Hashem olech lifneim yomam be'amur anan linchos amadarach v'layla be'amur eish le'ayir lahem laleches yomam. Why do you want light at night?
To see.
Oh, at day they would rest, and at night they would travel. At day we would sleep. Maybe.
Because it's cold. It's cooler in the desert at night. So they'd be like, oh, yo,
Yeah,
we
they had
gotta
those
be in the shade, in the sun, in the daytime.
So it was nighttime. Daytime, they're probably just chilling.
They're chilling, having l'chaim.
Having man.
Having man.
Man, yo.
Having man daily.
Daily man. Every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is a Monday.
Yiddish.
Oh, you get a door for DK?
That's hilarious. Every day is a
Every day is a Monday. You get a door for DK, please?
That's hilarious.
It's amazing. Oh, yeah, left it open, maybe. I fixed it for you. Yeah. Yeah.
So only our king holds the light.
What?
Only our king holds the light.
Yeah, exactly. That we say to them that all of these kings that yesterday,
The so-called king.
right? These so-called like the Pope. We have the Pope reference. You missed the Pope reference.
Oh, yeah?
I know David Kimball is interested in the Pope reference.
What's he up to?
He's up to the Gemara just mentions him that someone holds a candle for him, and everyone's holding a candle for someone more important than them. So we say that maybe that's like the Gemara is telling us like the upper workings of the Shibud. Because we know the Pope and the papal bloodlines. We know the Black Pope. What's our raya for the Black Pope, by the way?
I don't know.
Raya.
Shop, man.
Oh, thanks, bro. Raya for the Black Pope is from Jabotinsky paper. His first essay ever. He mentioned the Avav Yorah Shachor. So now we're like, oh, this is a zach. It's not just a meme.
Right.
Ba'alma.
The original Jabotinsky?
The original Jabotinsky. In 1899, he was in college in Rome.
That was.
And he wrote about the Al Bonei Chovshim, Yeshuim, V'Klerikalim. Freemasons, Jesuits, and clericals.
And what does he say about them? We gotta look it up.
We can go into it. We can go into it. I have it up on my Insta. But now we're in the middle of a sugya. So we're talking about Unkeles today.
Right.
Oh, Yotam Malichi. הייתי איתו בצבא, אני חושב. אבל אולי לא, אבל אני חושב. בקיצור, אחי, אנחנו לומדים עכשיו על Unkeles. Unkeles HaGer, he converted. The Roman Caesar sent the whole army. Oh, yo, we're learning about the army, baby! Sent the whole army to go like get him back, and he told them a few psukim, boom, they all converted. He's like, all right, don't talk to him, just chop him. So they just chopped him, right? And they started bringing him. I called it the Clinton kidnap. They just took him, right? Or did I call it the Hillary escort? Maybe. But on the way, though, they're walking, they're talking. And on the way, so he says to them, you ever see, you know how like this person holds the candle for the Pope, and the Pope holds it for more important, up to the king, or whoever they're next after the king.
Right.
Because these people, these puppets, like the king, like the queen that just died, right? So like we said, rotten pieces also. Just so he's not choshesh that I would let him on this card. Shem Rishayim Yirakev, it's a mitzvah. Okay. Anyways, so they're not the people on top, and the Pope isn't. The Pope is also under. We say with the papal bloodlines, the De Medicis, the Aldo
Can you send me
Brandinis.
the picture where he's kissing the hand of...
Oh, the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a big picture.
Yeah.
That's a big picture, you know? The Rothschilds were historically the bankers of the Vatican.
Right.
But yo, you got the leaders all around the world, they're all part of this, right? But because they're all Romans and they're all idolaters, worshiping Trei Rishuyos. But Jews, Christians, Islam, everyone who believes in Hashem Echad, and you know Christians, they have their chap, but still, right? They're trying to turn us all against each other. It's the Zerah and Nimrod trying to turn Zerah Avram against each other. But that's enough of the sugya of the Shibud. You know? We're already in the sugya of the Shibud because we're learning about the Romans. So that's who the Romans are, right? Minaka, Nura, Kameh. So, but is the king going to come and have the light for his subjects? You know? The queen and her subjects, Nicki Minaj story. I'm going to write the biography. So then he tells them, but Hashem was carrying them for them to fire in the Midbar at night. And we learned that, they must have been traveling at night, which is a very different thing. They show us the Jews in the Midbar. Every single mainstream picture of Jews in the Midbar is walking during the day. Every single picture is them walking during the day. Shteigin pasik nicht azoi. It says in the verse, they were obviously, what does it say in the verse? It says, Vadonai holech livneim yomam be'amur anan. God was clouds above them. That was Sukkot, yo. Sukkot wasn't one day. Sukkot was for all 40 days in the Midbar. We had the ultimate, 40 years in the Midbar. We had the ultimate zula, the ultimate place to chill. Right? That's 40 days. Unbelievable miracle, Sukkot. Right? And actually, the Sugya of the Shechina, we know that some people say that it was Sukkot Mamish, and some say it was Anania Kavod. Anania Kavod, Shechina, Shteigin, not making a connection, but just thinking about those two ideas. Yeah. So what did they do? Igior. They were Mizgayer, all of them. All of these, the second group of Romans, all was Mizgayer. Mizgayer Kulu.
How did he get them?
He's like, so they started off like they're probably like, he probably debriefed them, like, yo, don't talk Torah to this guy. Yeah. The first guy, he just told him a few psukim, boom, converted. But these guys, so he's like, yo, you know how like this Nififior holds the candle for the Afafior? And they're like, yeah. Like, he's not talking Torah. He's like, yeah. And he's like, and you know how the Fifior holds to the Duchsa, and the Duchsa to the Hegmona, and the Hegmona to the Kuma, but the Kuma, the king, the top, what, he's going to hold it for the people? They're like, of course not. They're like, duh, we're Romans, of course not. They're like, of course. It's no, they're right. Seriously. Right?
Their king stick is to keep the people in the dark.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Exactly, nice. Their king shtick is to keep the people in the dark. Ziggity Zalman with the Myra Dickazog. Yo, Ziggity Zalman with the Myra Dickazog. They're trying to keep the people in the dark. It's unfathomable for them. A king who wants to have light for his people? Unfathomable. So they say no. He says, well, actually, he's like, state in Pasuk, right? That Hashem nakat nura kam Yisrael tichsiv. Hashem olech v'neim yom igayer kulu. So they all were misgayer. They converted on the spot.
Wow.
Hadar Shadar Gunda Achrina Basrei sends a third group of Romans. Amar Lehu. He says to them, Lo tishto midi behadei. Do not speak at all to him. And it's a different lashon. You have to see. Ki nakale ve'azli chaza mezuzah. So they grabbed him. They grabbed this guy, right? They grabbed him by his belt buckle, and they were dragging him out. Right? They were dragging him out by his belt buckle. Chaza ve'azli, when they were doing that, chaza mezuzta de mincha al pischa. Oziv yade alei Allah. So he put his hand on it while they were like pulling him out of his house. He put his hand. We had to ask, where is other Talmidim? Oh, Yossi. We have to ask, where are his other Talmidim? Yossi, if you want, you can learn with us. Where is other Talmidim that that were just like in this guy, or they just like became Yidden, or like they went back in this guy, they weren't hanging around. So he sends new people, and they're pulling him out, and he puts his hand on the mezuzah to try to keep them from dragging him out. Right? This is Unkeles. This is the Heilige Unkeles HaGer. And he touches it with his hand. Oziv Yadeh, he just puts his hand on it. V'amar lehu, and he says to them, "My hai, what is this?" And at this point, these guys, see, the Shivud, the one good thing I can say is that the Shivud, their henchmen, not the best. You know? Like they use the dumbest and the most obedient of us to put on the front lines, right? And so they send the third group, and he says, don't talk to them at all. He puts his hand on the mezuzah. They're like, yo, what is that? And then he says to them, yo, what is that? So maybe like they were like caught off guard. They're like, why is he asking us? Amr Laid, him, Malan, tell us. Malanat, tell us you. Amr Lahu, he says to them, Minago Sha'olam Melech Basar V'Dam Yoshev Mi Bifnim Ve'avadav Mishamrim Oso Mi Bachutz. Says the minhag of the world is that the king of flesh and blood sits inside right? You see Trump with 1,000 guards guarding him outside, right? We see Bibi with Shabaknikim in every like crevice and these walls and ceilings and stuff.
That happened with the president. So on Yom Kippur, he came to our shul.
How was?
It was alright. I wished him a shkoyach after his aliyah.
Yeah.
Didn't even look at me.
Who was that, Rivlin?
No,
New guy?
Bougie. What's his name?
Oh, Yalon.
No.
Moshe Yalon.
No, Herzog.
Oh, Herzog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I should have lied. So, anyways, yeah, by the way, just quick tickety tangent. The way that they killed Kennedy was that they had these people, they had like 8 shooters, and they had them all above, like on roofs, on rooftops and stuff. These people were supposed to be like guarding Kennedy, and they were the ones who shot him, and like this is like shown by like where the bullets went and like going through the videos and like all that stuff. And so like, obviously like America was involved in like CIA and the Sheba. The Sheba, yeah, they wanted to put our attention by the grassy knoll, intentionally get the grassy knoll, the thing that we think about, because across from the grassy knoll there was a shooter in the sewers.
Really?
There was a shooter in the sewers, and that's who actually shot him.
Really? Very interesting.
Very interesting. And also, if you see the driver on Kennedy's car slowed down after the first few missed shots.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of speed off like any normal person would do.
He's like, oh, well, we didn't hit him yet. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
It's an absolute outrage.
That's when America really put the pedal to the metal downhill.
I hear that.
Well, the Holocaust is pretty bad. American industrialists, supplying them with fuel, and like freaking Klaus Schwab's dad giving them planes. Get out of here!
While we're just on 10 more seconds of the tangent, Zalman mentioned to me about the military-industrial complex we were talking about the other day. So how it's like a perpetual cycle of war, because in order for them to continue to profit, they have to continue making armaments and selling them, right? So like once they have they're making money off of selling armaments to governments, right?
Armaments to governments.
So once they want the armaments to get used as fast as possible so they can sell more armaments.
Yeah, this is Kissinger. Kissinger, the military-industrial complex, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kissinger, I think. Henry Kissinger, Yid. Because the Shibud is made up of
another kike that
everyone.
deserves a pike.
Another kike that deserves a pak. Another... So he says, "V'ilu HaKadosh Baruch Hu, avadav mibifnim." We're inside the house. V'hu misham mibachutz, and he's outside in the mezuzah. Moradek. Shenemar Adonai yishmor tzeischa v'uecha me'atav yad olam. Igior sulo shadar badasrei. So the third group was misgayer, and then the Caesar was like, "No, I'm not sending any more. I can't do it, Unkeles. That's Unkeles. Okay. So the gemara, you guys see that there's a 1 dot? We're going to go through the 1 dot. By the way, there was no Rashi on all that gemara. Okay? Okay, so the Gemara says, Hashem is talking to Rivka. Shnei goyim bivitnech. There are two nations in your tummy, in your stomach. In your uterus, Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Rav, Al Turkri goyim elegayim. Don't say goyim, call it gayim. So what's gayim? And Rashi actually points out here that it's written in the Torah, Gimel Yud Yud Mem. It's written Gayim, but we read it Goyim. And that's the question of the Gemara. Yesh aim in the Mikra, yesh aim in the Mesorah. Right? Is there strength in the aim is like strength, right? Is there strength in with the written word, or is there strength in the tradition of what we call it? The what?
In the sword, no? That's
No, that's not this. Yesh aim the Mikra, yesh aim the Mesorah. So the written word is the Mesorah of the word, right? So he says, Gayim are like respectable people, l'chaira. Like Gayeh is like someone who's like proud. But maybe like Gayim is like proud people, like honorable people, you know?
Okay.
Zeh Antoninus v'Revi. This is Antoninus and Revi. We learned about Antoninus yesterday. Shalo pasku me'al shulchanam lo chazeres v'lo kishos v'lo tznun. Lo b'mosachama v'lo b'mosacheshanim. So it says by Antoninus and Revi that they always had, there were these two nations in your stomach. They talk about these two nations that they always have the food. You know, Revi, it was like always have food. He always had like, well, really, officially, what the Gemara says is that he only had, or that he always had radish, snun, chazeres, bitter herbs, right? It's good in soup.
Husky was reduced.
What's it? Gezer Lavan it's called. Horseradish.
Horseradish, or is it?
There's radish, horseradish, and zucchini. And they always had this. Chazeres, horseradish, kishus. No, kishus is zucchini. And tsunun is a radish. They always had it. To Amar Mar, tsunun mechatech. So tsunun helps you digest this way. Ochel, mechatech ochel. Chazer ma'apech ochel, it helps this thing of digestion. And kishus is marchiv me'ayim. And zucchini, or squash, it expands the stomach. So, it makes you be able to eat more. V'ha Tana debei Rabbi Yishmael lama nikras man kishuim they should kashin legufo shalom. Rabbi Yishmael asked, why are they called kishuim? Because they're hard for a good person. And to the Gemara lo kasha habiraver v'habazutri, that when it's hard for a person, it's when he eats a lot, but when it's healthy, it's when he eats a little bit. And so to quote my great grandma, too much of anything is not good. We got to the two dots, Rabbi was saying.
Wow, nice, bro.
We got to the two dots. We saw a story about Unkeles. You know, because I'm going, such a ridiculous shiva. I don't even talk about my personal life right now. But I have to go to this. That's why shares early today, if anyone's wondering. But I have to go to this shiva facility, so I put up my stuff together. But we'll sing a little song about Unkeles. Rabbi Pressman told me they used to call him Uncle Louis. Shout out to my aunt who has a dog named Louis, but he never moves. And so I call him Gluey. That's the end of the song. But now we'll say goodbye from Yeshivas Geuli, Yeshivas Gulashal. Boy, we learned today we did Unkeles, and we had Rebbe and Antoninus.
And some radishes.
Radishes and different vegetables. I think Shteigin should make Jews in Jerusalem of these things, and we'll call it Bivit Nech and the Shibud. Well, we have Jews in Jerusalem, and then the special flavor of Bivit Nech with radishes and horseradishes.
What's this?
And Bivit Nech and quiches, but only a little. Quiches, we think it's zucchini. Quiches, it also may be a squash, well, both, but only a little.
Do they juice up okay?
Do they juice up okay?
I haven't put juice in any quiches, but I'm sure there's some good juice in them because they're high water content.
You heard it first here, guys. Jews in Jerusalem. Coming to you soon. Flavor Bivit Nech. Also Shteigin Shteigin over here, Shteigin over there. Yo, everybody, shkayach for tuning in. And if you made it this far, nah. I was gonna say like, oh, but I don't know. People always say that. I'm gonna say thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And be chilling, and don't let anything external affect how we're chilling. Lynn Lefkovich, my Aunt Lynn, my great Aunt Lynn, just came in. I'm just gonna end with one more thing that I said already. We're gonna do Chazar, we're gonna review, that I said in the name of my Nani Rosie, Aunt Lynn, great Aunt Lynn's mother, who just came in to share, that there's a gemara talking about how great, and she's gone. There's a gemara, I think, I don't know. There's a gemara talking about how great kishus is, how great zucchini is. The gemara asks, wait a second, don't we have a statement saying that zucchini is hard for the stomach? We say, no, that's when you have too much of it, because we try not to eat too much, because too much of anything, my grandma says, is not a good thing. My great-grandma, Nani Rosie, Chief Nani, much love, and shall have Geula Dikatagin. Much love, everybody.